Well, the Philadelphia Eagles are 4-0, and the Eagles are dealing with more injuries. Another edge rusher is gone out. We are running very thin when it comes to depth for this defensive line. News on A.J. Brown and a potential trade could be on its way. We're going to be talking about this, so let's get straight into it all.
What's the boogeyman?
As a matter of fact, it was.
Yo, what is going on, guys? I hope it's on a fantastic day. Hope everyone is doing well today. So a lot to discuss here. I feel like I'm still getting over the other night. Partially very, it's nice being 4-0, but it was very stressful at the same time. And there's one thing I actually forgot to mention about this game yesterday. I was like, I remember I forgot to talk about something. And we didn't talk about Kelee Ringo, this cornerback 2 spot. Kelee Ringo, only gave up a couple catches the other day. I know Mike Evans wasn't playing. I get it. Big time receiver that's not playing in this game. But we really can't be picky about that because usually Adoree Jackson would do pretty bad whenever the case may be every single week. But I got to say, Kelee Ringo actually did really well. Other than a couple tackles that he really his open field tackling, yikes, he's got to get better. He's got to get better. I mean, to beat Kelee Ringo in open space, it's one little move, and he doesn't touch you. I mean, it's that easy. Let me tell you, somebody's trying to stiff arm you. You don't just try to still grab their body. I mean, Kelee Ringo is still trying to make a tackle grab in their body. No, if somebody tries to stiff arm your ass, you grab their arm, you drag it down, you put all your weight on it, just like how Dallas Goedert broke his forearm, a year or two ago when Dallas Cowboys did that to him. That's what you kind of got to do. You got to make them pay for stiff arming you, and Kelee Ringo needs to do that. After that play, that open field tackle that he missed, he next play got into the backfield, slowed up the timing for, I think it was a run to Bucky Irving, and somebody else made a play. So Ringo actually played pretty damn well. Question is, what is Vic Fangio going to do next week? But this is a good start for Kelee Ringo. You know what I mean? And I don't think he's going to be perfect. He's going to win some. He's going to lose some. You're never going to have the Darius Slay, Quinyon Mitchell, 1-2 punch at cornerback ever again. That was a luxury. That was a gift that we had in our secondary, which you never had to shadow anybody. You kept these guys on each of their sides. I don't know why Baker was throwing to, Quinyon's side a lot more. I mean, look, they tried moving Abuka from the outside to the inside, from Quinyon to DeJean. I mean, there's just no stop to it. That's why you keep DeJean on that number 2 spot. But Kelee Ringo, though, I have to give some props and some respect for a first game. And I thought he played with a lot of finesse. I thought he played with a lot of focus. And he was pretty hyped up on a few plays. So got to give respect on that. Now, it looks like the Eagles are running thin edge rusher Ogbo Ankaranko, if I'm saying his name right. We just got him from pretty much right before training camp. We ended up signing him, a 30-year-old vet, signing with the Philadelphia Eagles from the Cleveland Browns with 3 sacks under his belt. He did play with Zadarius Smith. He was brought up in this game against Tampa Bay. And I don't know how long he lasted because it obviously wasn't long. He is going to be out indefinitely this season with a torn tricep. I don't know if there's levels to torn triceps or grades to it, but apparently he's out the rest of the year, and the Eagles are not going to hold on to him. What I really don't get is even with Nolan Smith being out, which is definitely hurting us right now, and Jalix Hunt is pretty much nowhere to be found, Azeez Ojulari has been a healthy scratch since week 1. I don't know why. I thought he had a pretty good camp. Why did Ogbo get the start over Azeez Ojulari? So I thought Azeez definitely showed enough in the offseason program to at least be a rotational edge rusher. This is a guy that's averaged 4 or 5 sacks a season, never was healthy with the Giants, but when he was, his numbers are pretty damn good. And this is the first time in his career where he's healthy. I really wanted him to be in the rotation this year, and maybe finally he is going to get his opportunity next week against the Denver Broncos. This would be the perfect week if you're bringing in brand new players. You're facing Denver, the Giants, Vikings, the Giants. The perfect few weeks to not only rest guys with injuries, but if you're bringing some new guys here, are elevating certain guys, you want to get some more practice. Obviously, best the lesser talent type teams. You have an opportunity to do that for the next few weeks. Zach Berman also discussed some things last night when the Miami Dolphins were playing the other day and talking about that there's maybe some certain things to monitor with the Miami Dolphins since that team is realistically falling apart. And the trade deadline is definitely a big one to teams that might have some good players that the Eagles could use. And I don't know who he'd be talking about at this point. Would it be Bradley Chubb at 29 years old as an edge rusher? I don't know if it's Chop Robinson. He's a rookie right now with 1 sack. I mean, who could the Eagles be looking at? Maybe Jordan Phillips at DT. I don't know. Do they even need more DT with Jalen Carter and that shoulder not being 100%? Not really sure what direction they're really going into. Travon Walker, anyone? I don't know, but that's the things you start to wonder. Like, when does Howie finally break and says, we got to go all out for somebody? Then just signing these, guys that are either older, that aren't contributing as much. I guess we'll just have to see down the road. I thought the defensive tackles did good in this game. And obviously when Jalen Carter got rest at the end of the game, you saw some reps from Ty Robinson. I always say his name wrong. He actually had a couple good pressures in this game. So maybe we're going to expect Ty Robinson to get more snaps this season. I mean, he's a draft pick this past season. So you want to see him produce. You want to see him do some good things. And we'll see what happens. This defensive line as a whole, as a group effort, man. I mean, Ojomo, really saved us in that game the other day, but let me tell you, there's so much more that they could do. I mean, how many times they're blitzing Zach Ball and they still can't get to the quarterback? They still can't get to him. How many sacks did the Eagles have on the season? 2.5, 2, 1.5. I mean, it's definitely in that range. These edge rushers are the biggest problem right now. Huge problem. Zadarius Smith, I can't expect him to do it all on his own either at an older age, but still has a lot of juice in the tank. But I guess we'll see when things happen. Now we're going to talk about the sponsor of this video, ProfitX. ProfitX is a peer-to-peer sports prediction market where users play against each other instead of a sports book versus the house. You will almost always get the best price on any spread, money line, total, and player props since you're playing against other people rather than the book. Every touchdown, every moment creates a live market you control. Buy in when you're confident, cash out when the momentum flips. It's like trading stocks, but for sports. Profit Exchange runs over 40 states, and you must be at legal age to do so. This isn't your old sportsbook. This is the #1 sportsbook. The action moves fast, and so can you. Real-time, player-driven, and built for fans who see the game before it happens. So let's dive into the ProfitX market on the Philadelphia Eagles. Right now, the Eagles are sitting at plus 700 to win the Super Bowl, and yes, we're talking about this after one game. So the real question is, do you believe in Jalen Hurts, Nick Sirianni, and this revamped defense enough to go all in at plus 700 and stay right there? Or do I go a little bit further than that? I think I'm going to stay, and I think I'm going to let the #1 sportsbook and ProfitX take care of the rest for me to help me make the better decision. If you think you've got the vision, ProfitX, the #1 sportsbook, the #1 place for sports, is here. I want to thank my Eagle fans, my supporters. Use promo code SHAKE72. You can get up to $200 cash back over your first 30 days. Every play you make, ProfitX gives you money back for playing on their platform, up to $200. Link in the description. Make sure you go to your app store and download the ProfitX app and use that promo code SHAKES72. I want to thank ProfitX for sponsoring this piece of content, and I will see you guys on the next one. Go Birds. Now, I want to go on the situation of A.J. Brown, okay? A lot of people are putting videos up. A lot of people are putting articles up. I'm reading. There's obviously a lot of clickbait bullshit, and there's a lot of shit that is truthful, but it's more lies that's really being put out there. We couldn't be any happier about A.J. Brown's situation. We want A.J. Brown to get the ball, okay? But we are so lucky as individuals, as Eagle fans, that A.J. Brown doesn't go off the rails like a lot of other receivers have in the past. A.J. Brown is not pulling out a Antonio Brown where he's taking his jersey off and he's leaving the field saying goodbye and he's a nutcase for the rest of his life. A.J. Brown is not Terrell Owens. The only couple things that A.J. Brown has done is he has stated that the offense needs to fucking get better. He did this last year. He did this literally last game against the Rams after we won that game. And other than verbally saying something, other than that, he has read a book on the damn sideline. This is all this guy has done. For him to put out that quote he did yesterday from his Instagram, that he is going to do as the coaches say that what he's going to do, he is going to do. He's going to listen. He's going to let the rest of the roster take care of the business of what needs to be fixed. Saquon Barkley the other night, he's like, if we play this second half the way we played that first half against the Rams that we played, we're not going to last. We're not going to beat teams. And I agree with that because I still believe till this day that there are two different play callers. But I can't say that one guy did that for both quarters in two games the same way. These players know you cannot take an entire half off playing conservative because in 23, since we were just winning games, no one really cared. We just kind of went through the flow of everything, and then everything just fell apart. This year is different and similar in some ways. Number one, I can't say it's similar to 23 because we haven't been through 10, 11 weeks yet. And we need to give this thing more time because more time equals, yeah, it's either going to be very similar or very not. I guess we'll find out. These players are known for being aggressive, okay? And you have beaten some of the best teams, playoff teams in the league this year, okay? Already on your schedule, the hardest part of your schedule, you have beaten some of the best playoff teams that are going to be in the playoffs this year, okay? And you have an opportunity now with a lot of time on your shoulders, okay, to fix what you need to fix. And there is no way that you are going to tuck in your arms to yourself and you're going to walk and you're going to move forward and you're going to take a beating out of every half of every single game. It is not going to happen. A.J. Brown's not the only one that's saying anything. All these other players, they're going to speak up sooner or later. Other guys are going to speak up and things are going to get changed. And hopefully we find out what happens here. But other than that, guys, we talked injuries. We've talked the defensive line as a whole. We've talked A.J. Brown. We've talked really what the Eagles need to fix on. The players are starting to kind of give their own opinion now on things need to get fixed here. And what do you guys think about Kelee Ringo and how he played? And how would you treat cornerback 2 moving forward? 4-0, guys. You got a pretty nice schedule the next few weeks if the Eagles can kind of hold their own. You guys have a fantastic day. I will see you guys on the next one. Shakes well, 505. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like the video. Helps out tremendously. Peace, peace, peace out.